How you doing, folks? I'm Gary and this is the Kilted Drummer. Welcome back to the dining room, folks, and another episode of the Kilted Drummer. For those of you it's the first time popping on, after you've watched this video and maybe had a look at some of the other content, if you like what you see, please think about hitting subscribe and that'll help us grow the channel. Also, can you give us a wee thumbs up on some of the videos? YouTube's algorithms like that. It helps the videos go out to a wider audience, and again it helps us to grow the channel. And anytime you want to ask me anything, just stick it into the comments, and when I get a chance I'll try and get back to you. And a wee bit of self-promotion here. I know not everybody likes to watch reviews, watch the video reviews. Some people like to actually read about the whiskies and things. I've started doing a bit of writing for a website called Malt Review. I'll stick a link into the description of this video. You can pop over there, have a look at some of the reviews I've written. There's about 6 of them on there. There's lots of other reviewers and writers, and it's not just whiskey, there's some other content as well. You can leave comments on the reviews and the authors will get back to you, answer your questions as soon as they can. Okay, as I said, we're in the dining room, so it's time to grab another little sample or miniature or whatever. And tonight, as I said, we're going to go for Dalmore 12-year-old. Now, we've looked at Dalmore in the past. Several months ago, I think I had a look at the cigar malt, which I enjoyed. Dalmore is it's a distillery I enjoy. What we'll do, get this in the glass, and then we'll have a wee chat about Dalmore without going too far into it. I don't know if you can hear that glug there, but it's quite nice. I'm not going to do too much. Dalmore 12-year-old, it's a 40% whiskey. Now, as I said, it's got an age of 12-year-old. There's always a wee bit of, as we said in the last video, a bit of controversy or knocking off Dalmore in the fact that they cosmetically alter some of their whiskies, let's say. So, you know, there will be some E150 colouring added to it, etc. I'm not going to say that makes bad whiskey. I'm not going to say that makes great whiskey or good whiskey. Whiskey is about your enjoyment, and it's about what you enjoy. There'll be purists out there that'll have a bit of a rant about it, and there'll be other people that just want to drink the whiskey. Chill filtering is another thing that a lot of people get annoyed about, whether distilleries do chill filter or they don't. Some people talk about chill filtering, how it removes some of the oils and the essence of the whiskey and kind of enhances it, or sorry, takes it away from the sort of more natural state of the whiskey. In the last week or so, I read a review on another website, a fantastic website. Again, I'll put a link to this one if you ever want to pop on. It's called Drams. If you pop onto that one as well, there's some great reviews and things on there. And there's one quite recently, and I'll let you work your way through it, about Glendronach whiskey and about chill filtering. And it goes into the chill filtering, about the controversy over it. It doesn't go into it in depth, you know, scientifically, but what it does is maybe takes the edge off some of the I'm trying to think of a word here, some of the controversies that, you know, it maybe alleviates some of the worries people have about what chill filtering is and what it's doing to some of the whiskies. So that's on Drams if you get a chance to pop on. Totally unrelated to what I'm sort of the Dalmore here, but it gives you an idea about the cosmetic altering of whiskey. Let's see. Okay, the Dalmore 12-year-old, as I said, it's a 40% whiskey and it's 12-year-old, and it's probably had a little bit of sort of playing around with to bring it out to a retail state as opposed to coming out at a natural state. That's obviously, yeah. Dalmore, if you're not aware, is a Highland whiskey. It's north of Inverness, going out to a place called Alness, sits on the Cromarty Firth. The distillery itself is part of White and Mackay Group. They own a number of distilleries such as Jura, Fettercairn and Tumnavulin. They've also got some other sort of bottling sites, and they've also got a distillery, Invergordon, which is more a grain distillery and a bottling site. But there is a distillery there, and you will find Invergordon whisky coming out as a single grain sometimes. So yeah, that gives you an idea of the size of the group, the Dalmore group. Dalmore is quite often viewed by a lot of people as quite a prestigious whisky. You know, it's one of these things, so if you've got Dalmore on your shelf, well, you're quite posh, sort of thing. You know, no idea, I just like it. So we've got the 12-year-old into the glass. Have a wee sniff at it and we'll see what's in there. Okay, straight over for me is the sherry. Now, the 12-year-old is matured in American white oak, ex-bourbon casks, and I'm told that they do that for approximately 9 years of the 12. They then separate some of it out, and then that separated part is given a sort of another 3 years maturation in Oloroso sherry casks. It's then remarried to the other portion that didn't go into the sherry to bring out the 12-year-old. So there's that white oak, bourbon and sherry cask maturation in it. And for me on the nose, it's quite a good sherry hit. Kind of a, it's like opening fresh box of raisins. Have you ever sitting, I don't know if you ever put those little boxes of raisins in your kids' snack packs. It's like when you first open the little box, you get that waft of raisins coming out, and I'm getting that on this. And there's also the vanilla that's coming through. Maybe a bit of a citrus. I'm not going to start talking about the colour because we know the colour of binocular, but it's a kind of goldy colour anyway. It's 40% ABV, so you know you're not going to get any smack off the any burn, etc. coming in there. There's a bit of pepper, a bit of spiciness. I'm getting the vanilla taste, caramel, chocolatey. Yeah, it's you ever remember fruit Yorkie bars, big chunk of sort of dairy or milk chocolate with nuts in it and raisins in it. It's kind of what I'm getting at the moment is a Yorkie bar. For some of you, you might maybe have a dairy milk, fruit and nut bar, something like that. Yeah, the fruit's there, there's orchardness, there's like an apple-y, definitely apple, green apple. It's like a freshly peeled green apple, and you maybe just eat the peel. I don't know if you've ever done that. Peel a green apple and then eat some of the peel. Maybe I'm just strange, I don't know. Dalmore 12-year-old. It's not a bad dram. It's got its knockers because of the controversy over the colouring, etc. I don't have a problem with that personally. You know, I enjoy that that whiskey. I try to look past some of these things. Not to say that I don't enjoy whiskies that are naturally presented, but sometimes I go for maybe more the taste of the whiskey rather than try to look too in depth into what the distillers and the manufacturers have done to it before. Pick it up in the region of £50. It's not the cheapest whiskey out there. It's not expensive really. Yeah, it's not one that you're going to grab off the supermarket shelves predominantly. You'll maybe have to go to a whiskey shop or find it online. Some specialist or high street retailers will stock it. But yeah, it's perhaps a little bit of a luxury for some folk. Perhaps something nobody has on your shelf. But for me, it's not a bad wee drama at all. Slàinte, folks.